Let's get this turned over here. All right, guys, over here we got a box, and in that box we got some new 100-pound test Runkle Mercedes line, high-vis yellow. Let's put it on our new Hellcat and see what we think about it. I should have waited to get the orange line, but I'm going fishing this weekend and I didn't feel like waiting. And this will just be a good test anyways before I decide to buy 1,500 yards of this line. I bought 500 yards of line to test it and see what I think about it. But without further ado, let's get it on the rod. We'll give it a little cast too and see what we think about it. Yeah, I got it, brother. I gotta, I'll get to tying your jigs here pretty shortly. It may not be until after this weekend. What? Yeah. Go get me a rod holder real quick. They're in the back of my truck. One of the ones that I made. Now I'm gonna take this bucket. This is a simple way to do this. And I really feel like you should burn fishing line. It does put off black smoke, but I'm gonna tell you why I feel like you should burn your fishing line. Because turtles and stuff like that get tangled up in it. When it ends up in a landfill and animals end up in it, and I just think that it's better to just burn it and get it out of the way. So that way nothing's getting tangled up or caught in it and dying that way, suffering miserably. Monofilament, it probably rot in a couple years, but how many animals would die in that couple of years? And then braided fishing line, I really feel like you should burn it. But golly, guys, I just spooled these up. There's a lot of line on there. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right here, or you can cut it into little loops. I've done that before, but that takes a while. But if you're into cutting it instead of burning it, you go to Harbor Freight and you get you a pair of these Doyle's flush cutters. This will make quick work of any fishing line you can. Just one, baby. I had her go get me a rod holder so that way I could see. I'm gonna show you guys what these flush cutters will do. I'm gonna get this line all spooled up on my hand, and if you want to throw it in the trash instead of burn it, you just get that fishing line piled up like that. You take them flush cutters, now it's safe to throw in the trash. There ain't no animal gonna get tangled up in that. Matter of fact, birds will probably make nests out of it. I had her to get me a rod holder so I could put this rod in there so that way I could focus on pulling the line off there.
Are you trying to change the line?
Yes. Check out that rod holder, guys. I made this at work a little while back. Welded on there really nice. Anyway, we're gonna go stab it to the ground. I thought about selling those because, you know, you ain't bending that rod out on that rod holder. I just don't know what the shipping would be like, and shipping jigs ain't too bad if you don't ship them priority. This may take a while, guys.
Why are you doing this so slow?
Because I don't want it to backlash on the reel, and then I have to get in there with a knife and cut it all out. If you guys want, after this we can go inside and I'll show you guys how I change a foam handle into something a little bit more sturdy, and we'll talk about it too. I got a pin rod I can show you guys a good demonstration with. Yeah. If you can't find them locally, aren't you one state over from me, like over in Arkansas? It seems like I think that you're from Arkansas for some reason. Oh, maybe because I mailed you jigs before. Aren't you from Arkansas though, am I correct? What I was gonna say is we have the Tackle Bandit here in Oklahoma, in Collinsville. And you can hit them up and they'll mail those to you. They sell Smackdown stuff, they sell Meat Hunter, they sell Hellcat, they sell all that stuff. That's where I bought all my rod holders from, the ones that I paid for. I bought them from the Tackle Bandit. And matter of fact, I called them up and they held these rods for me. I got their last two Hellcat Revenge series, that's orange, heavy action. I called them and had them hold them, and then one of my buddies that lives in Collinsville that works down the road from me, he went and picked them up for me the next day. Missouri, okay, I knew you were close. I just didn't remember if it was north of me, or I guess you are northeast of me. I remembered you weren't far away. That's what I remembered. Well, if we end up in Missouri, how far are you from Branson? The reason I ask that is because we go there a couple times a year, and if you wanted some of those, instead of shipping them to you, at some point we'll be up there. Sooner or later we'll be up there. I'll just put it that way. We always go to Branson at least once a year. All right, guys, now we got that 100-pound test line going on there.
100?
Yep, 100-pound test. Then this Hellcat's supposed to be indestructible, so we're gonna see if we can pick Carly up with it.
What?
She don't like that idea.
No thanks.
No thanks?
No thanks.
All right, guys, we got that line. I cut it off perfect, and I did that completely by accident. We couldn't get that lucky again if we tried twice. Let's see. I'm just gonna tie my little old fishing knot in here, and then you guys, we'll move on from there. Just a little old box knot or something. It's gonna be buried 150 yards into the spool, so it doesn't really matter what knot you tie. If you ever get down to your backing on your reel, you got other issues. Now this Pin Warfare reel, it does have a rubber strip in the middle of the reel, spool for braided line, but I feel more confident putting on 6 or 7 feet of backing line, so we're gonna do that anyways. What, Carly?
My hair!
Your poor hair. Well, it's gonna be a while, baby. It's gonna be a while.
Well, and actually, before I even bought the hair mask, I checked the reviews on it. And it said they have 5-star reviews. And obviously they didn't.
Alright, now this spool holds quite a bit of line. Branson's 4 hours and 17 minutes away. Oh, shoot. Ironically, that's about how far away it is from me, too. Does it get cold enough in Branson to go ice fishing? Or Missouri?
There's a mosquito.
Yeah, I know it. I'm thinking that this yellow line isn't gonna look, it's gonna look pretty good. It's supposed to be fluorescent too, but braided line always fades out pretty quick. We might even hit it with the black light before we hop off this live. Hey guys, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. It'd greatly help out the channel. And but anyways, we're gonna hit this line with some black light maybe before we hop off here. I just want to see how it casts. I'm kind of curious. This 500 yards of line was like 27 bucks. I feel like that's a pretty good deal for 500 yards. 500 yards. So five football fields. $27. It's pretty thin. This is 100-pound test. I feel like it's gonna be, it does here in Pike County. I did it over the winter. Oh, well, I need to go watch some more of your videos. Man, it gets cold here enough to freeze the lakes, and I could probably go ice fishing on some creeks, but they always tell us on the news not to go ice fishing. One time I saw we had ice that was like a foot thick, and I think you only need like 6 inches of ice to go ice fishing. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I'm pretty sure.
Why aren't you supposed to go ice fishing?
Here in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
They say it doesn't get thick enough or something. Strong enough? I don't know. They got their reasons.
How are you supposed to go on a boat when it's ice?
Now, hang on. Now, there are different, I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but there's different, like, red rings that tell you how much line is on your reel. You can see it clearly. But that's to tell you how much line is on your reel. And I'm just gonna fill it up past this second red ring, and I'm gonna call that good. That's about where I had it with the monofilament, and so I'm gonna call it good with this reel too, with this line. Let's give it an old clip. I think I like it, guys. I like the way that yellow is. I like that high vis. We're gonna see how well it holds up in the river. The muddy rivers I fish in, it may not look good after I'm done with it. Let's I don't know what I did with those clippers I just had. Those maroon clippers I had. Don't know what I did with them. We're gonna give it a short cast. We're here in the yard. The fence is about, I don't know, probably 5 or 10 yards away. We're just gonna give it a little short pitch and see what we think about it. This ain't the rig we're gonna be fishing with this weekend, guys. The rig is gonna be totally different. This is 6 ounces of lead. Oh crap, I forgot to put on the dang sinker. Now, being that I don't really have that much experience with thick braid, I don't know if this little rubber bead's gonna be necessary or not. Because I've had 150-pound test power probe braid, and it really didn't.
I thought you didn't like rods like this.
I don't.
So why is it like this?
Because I bought it for $12. But anyways, Carl, you made me forget what I was talking about. Oh, I had 150-pound test power probe braid, and dude, I'm gonna tell you, you couldn't break that stuff. And it was, that's why I went with 100-pound test, so that way maybe it would be pretty abrasion resistant and take a little bit of a beating. And I'm scraping it with this knife, and this knife is pretty sharp, guys. I'm scraping it with that knife like that. If that was monofilament, and I'll show you, if I scrape monofilament like that, it cuts it right in two. And so I think this 100-pound test Runkle braid's gonna be good, but only time will tell. Dang, that's crazy.
What?
He said even the Mississippi River was a solid sheet of ice. Yeah, let's give it a quick cast and see what we think. I'm gonna recheck the spool, make sure that it doesn't drop too fast. So I'm gonna reel that sinker up, and then I'm just gonna hit the free spool button. That's entirely too fast. I'm gonna tension it tighter. Still too fast.
There's Lila.
See, now that sinker ain't moving, it's just holding still. Now I'm gonna back this nut off until it drops. It just dropped and it didn't backlash. It dropped and it didn't backlash. Now I'm gonna back it off just a hair more because that's where I prefer it. A little bit more backing off. Yeah, that's where I want it at. That's how you tune up these reels if you guys didn't know. That'll keep you from backlashing quite a bit. When you're flinging 6 ounces of lead and 8 ounces of bait or 2 ounces of bait, you need to tune up your reel. You tune it up with just the sinker and it'll be a little bit looser when on the cast because of the weight of the bait. But anyways, we're gonna get a short pitch. I'm happy with it for now. We may not be happy with it in the future. We will find out promptly this weekend.
I'm gonna go wash my hair out again.
Okay, go ahead.
Feel how nasty it still feels.
I'm sorry. I'm not helping you right now. All right, guys. Now, I got a question for you guys. Do you want to learn how to go from this to this? I know it's dirty right now, but in all reality, I like it a lot better like this. This rod had a real handle like this, and what happens is, and I broke my pin this weekend that had a blank like this. The handle's got this split foam. It either needs to be solid foam, or I can show you guys how to redo this and make it like that. That's a way more durable. It's way tougher, and it protects your rod. Inevitably, it keeps it from getting nicks and dings in the blank when it's in the rod holder or just whatever, wear and tear, you know. If you guys are interested in learning how to do that, I can do that right now, or we can finish re-spooling these other fishing poles. It's up to you guys. It only takes a couple minutes to do this. While I'm waiting for you guys to reply, we'll go get the stuff needed to do it. You need a sharp knife, a bucket for your trash. Now, I do believe I put a sharp knife right here in the shed. I did. Boom, we got our bait knife. It'll do. I got this little kit. I've been meaning to do it all. All right, we'll do it. Let's see, I've got this kit I've been meaning to make a video with, and I just ain't got around to it. It's an auto kit, and so I guess when I unbox it on YouTube and I go do a fishing challenge out of this survival kit,